Hello everyone, it's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I'm Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I never do this alone. I have the ladies in the building.
Yo.
YK is green this week.
Yo.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
So you got your nails are green? No, they're not showing it. Yellow and green. So that's the color for the week. Nice. We're monitoring your colors.
Your makeup is so nice. Dupe did a fantastic job.
And also my hair's makeup, I love mine.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Very
you.
lovely,
Inshore
very
is doing a
natural.
fantastic job.
Very
You know, she's one
natural,
of our-
very chic, just right. How you doing, YK?
I'm fine. I sent my manager to the local government yesterday. The man didn't come. And I noticed that he's started to rent out the shops.
Already.
He didn't go for the meeting.
Right.
So that means he doesn't have papers.
Right.
So I hope that they will do the needful.
Hopefully.
You
I'm
know,
happy you're following up because we tend to give up
I know.
here.
No, I can't give up because
Right on.
the shops, if I open my gates, they will be looking into my compound. Where do you do that?
Right. Well,
Why
YK,
do you
be
do
careful,
that?
though. Be careful. You know Nigeria.
There is
I
nothing. Okay, don't worry. Our creator is
that they will
protecting
kill me.
you.
If they kill me, I know his name. So his shop is called shop.
Oh, don't worry. Don't mention it now. Don't
So if anything happens to me, go and arrest him.
Nothing will happen to you, YK. Just like this is
Our
Nigeria.
creator
Be careful.
is protecting you.
Yes,
Amen.
your creator is protecting you.
Amen.
How are you doing, Nariam?
I'm doing good.
What are you wearing exactly? Is this Versace or something?
I don't know. The stylist, Wumi and Blessing, got this really lovely
Very
dress.
nice.
It
Okay,
looks
now,
like Versace.
And the
It
hair
like-
looks beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah, she
Thank
brought the hair
you.
to match the
Yeah,
look.
and Inkiru, we need to shout out to Inkiru. She's one of our newest interns, and she's doing amazingly well. So,
No,
let's
she's
shout out
actually a
to her.
makeup artist.
She's a makeup artist.
I'm sorry.
She's a makeup artist, but yeah.
She's bent on improving herself.
Yeah.
Right now, before we came downstairs, she was watching a YouTube video on makeup, and for me, that's the key to success: is to just keep staring at anybody doing it well and
That
keep
even
learning.
brings me to what I was reading yesterday. I was reading about ego and how that is what makes us feel, you know, that thing, it's not, ego is separate from who you are. So if someone says something to you that you're not happy about, the first thing you want to be upset. And if you're able to diminish your ego, then you're able to grow. So for me, I was learning that sometimes you're like, you're too much for something. You have a reputation for something and you don't want to do it because of your ego.
Right.
If you're able to put your ego aside, then you're able to grow and learn all
nice.
the
Food
time.
for thought.
Yeah, food for thought.
Yeah,
How you
very
doing,
true.
Tokwe?
I can't wait for my kid's birthday to pass because every day, I can't wait for my kid's birthday we should be done. Every day is, would the cake be square? Would it be round? How, like, is it going to be
was in
high?
March. Okay, it's not March,
No,
April.
Samuel is March, David and Daniel April. So that is the countdown. So it's on Sunday and I can't wait. And every second. So
wow.
what are we wearing? Are we wearing, it's every, like,
Is it at school or?
no, we're going to market in school. We'll market in school because we must market in school. Everybody is marking. I'm like, can we just get over it? So, but, you know, saying it
Birthday
now.
is a big deal for kids.
No, Mariah, saying it now, it's as if they're playing my script for me.
Which is?
Oh, because I'm always talking about my birthday. I do countdown to my birthday. So, like, I'm just remembering now that they are doing exactly what I'm doing. So, I must be very annoying to people around me when I'm planning my birthday.
I could tell you that for free, yes.
I must be very annoying because the kids are doing it to me and I am like, oh, can we just get over this? So I understand how you must be feeling. I do it, you know.
Tomorrow at the shrine, we're having, we're addressing the Colade Johnson issue. The police have been invited, you know. It's just a way forward.
Yeah.
For
It's easy. When I saw your message, I was really excited about it because we must start acting and not just talking, which is great, which I really respect that. Yes, the president has gotten involved. He's talking about it, it's in the papers. Everybody's talking about it. We need to know that we'll continue to talk about it until something is done. So it's good that you're having a press briefing, and we'll try to support you the best we can. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Mariah, how about you? How are you
I'm
doing?
good. Gabriel he didn't make me sleep. I couldn't come to the show yesterday because he had his shots for immunization, so he was just knocked out, and I just needed to be around.
To be with him.
There was no way I could have. He could have cried till I got back home. There was no way I could come to the show yesterday. He would have been crying because he was really cranky all through the night.
Poor
So,
thing.
That happens
and you're
to
like, you know what?
I don't get
had
it.
to just.
What can we do? How can we improve on this immunization
It's
process
actually,
that it doesn't
but
hurt?
the nurse,
which one did he take?
the nurse, the one in the thighs, I can't remember the name, but the nurse actually told me there's one that actually will not hurt him. That was quite expensive. I think it's 12,000 naira.
Really?
And I was like, I'm not gonna.
Never
pay.
heard that. I
Plus,
just thought that they're just different
plus a
kinds
few
of
others. So I
Once they
took the
give the one by the
affordable
time.
ones.
Now, I'm sure you now wish you are taking the 12,000 naira one.
How would
I really doubt that they would, because everybody, all of us went through it. I have 3
Because
boys, they will
me,
just give them on the time. And it's
Temidire did
painful.
not go, he took immunizations, but I never saw him go through any of these.
Yeah, I just think it's
Because
your
it's the type we
how,
get here.
how much pain
It's
you
the
can
type we get
handle.
here.
Isn't that
It's the
what it's
type we get
about?
here.
Because even my brother-in-law, who's around from the US, said
Yeah.
it's obviously that the injections that you take that doesn't hurt you. You know?
Okay, so
But
it's not
here-
about the pain, how much pain you can handle or not handle. It's not about
Once
that.
they
Sorry,
give,
we
because
have forgotten
it's
something.
intramuscular.
Our waffles, we are getting
Oh,
akara waffles.
the chef that was a Wake Up Nigeria was amazing. I don't know if I have a name. Do you have a name?
No, I don't.
But yeah, so we tasted this nice akara waffles from Wake Up
she's making
Nigeria.
specially
And she's making
for
special ones for us. So if you see us nibbling or something, please excuse us. It's Thursday, it's our happy day. We're going to break now. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Taking time.
Right, welcome back. We're starting with Vanguard today. Nigeria, 7 other nations home to world's hungriest. What?
What?
Let migration flow from aspiration, not desperation, says EU. Rivers, Wike floors. In fact, he flogged. It's not even floor. Flogged AAC's Awara and polls 886,264 votes. FEC OK's 3.4 trillion naira promissory note to offset local debt salaries. Alleged certificate forgery, Adeleke appeals court judgment. Refund, National Assembly, excuse me. Refund, National Assembly approves figures sent by executive for Taraba and Delta. Onogan denies EFC's bribery allegation, and I think that's what we have on Vanguard. Congress, who has that story, please?
Yes, Nigeria with 7 other countries, Sudan, Syria, Yemen, South Sudan,
What are you looking for Syria?
Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, we are amongst the 8.
We have
Yeah,
two
so we are
hungry.
We have
the
two
hungriest, it's actually northern Nigeria, the IDP camps, so
YK,
That's the story,
We
that's-
have 2/3. These 8
What do
countries
you mean
have
because of
2/3.
population?
These 8 countries have 2/3 of the world's hungriest people that can barely get 1 meal. I was saying the story yesterday that I was hoping it to be in the papers yesterday, but it wasn't there. I read it online. Nigeria is one. So whether we live in the south and it seems like we have better things, getting access to food seems easier here. The point is, these people in the northern area of part of Nigeria and are Nigerians too. And the suffering that they are going through shouldn't just be seen as northern Nigeria. It is all one, and the people here they are hungry.
Let me connect that to Dangote's speech when he was saying that Northern Nigeria needs to sit up because he says that the 60%.
Governors.
Yeah, the governors here actually, the
Yeah,
governors
so
of Northern Nigeria, 19 the Northern Nigerian states must sit up and ensure that the land mass they have, which can give us agriculture, should be put to use almost immediately.
Yeah.
NJC advises Buhari to retire or not get over $1.7 million cash. Picture here of, I think, people who were kidnapped in Kaduna being rescued by the Elufrai security team. We didn't see Adeleke in exam hall, says NECO. INEC declares Wike Rivers governor-elect. Excuse me. FEC approves 5.5 billion naira to create 60,000 jobs. And Olubadan not sincere with directive. Let's talk about this Onoge for a second. I read that story, and what the NJC is saying, which I think I have an issue with, but hey, that's Nigeria for you. They're saying that, listen, the overwhelming evidence the government has against Onoge is obviously alarming, and they're asking that the president should retire him so that he still gets his benefits. You know, retire him quietly, let him sit with his other colleagues in the those who are the other retired judges, and he should get his complete benefits. And let's just keep this quiet and let him just move on and close down the case. And I thought to myself, wow, that's the beauty of Nigeria, because as a rich man, you allegedly steal and you get a soft landing. A poor man, you steal and they throw wires on you, tires on you, and you're burned to death.
Exactly what, Maria was saying yesterday, that we had a case of someone who was confirmed to have violated a 14-year-old refugee, and we're told that we should soften our response to him because he has served Nigeria over the past years diligently. We're not focusing on the fact that this guy has committed a gruesome crime. So the NJC, and I wish Nima was here because she's been saying that she's waiting for Onoge's response to this entire thing because if there is a case against him, for no reason should it be swept under the carpet because he has served us well.
He has
How well has he served us?
We wouldn't know. I mean, I'm sure
There's a case against him.
No, I mean, they have. He has closed his own defense.
Yes.
He brought one witness. He's closed his defense.
Yeah, so we're now waiting to hear on the government.
He's now waiting for their. No, I think the government too has closed. They are now going to defend their speeches. They're going to come and make their closing speeches.
So it's been asked to take his eminent position with the other retired judges.
Adeleke.
We'll talk about it in the day. So let's move on.
Okay.
To go ahead, Adeleke.
Okay, so so it was confirmed. They got the invigilators of the NECO 2017, which he was supposed to have written with alongside his brother Sikiru Adeleke, and they found out that the invigilator said that there was no case of malpractice, there was no case of there was no issue during the exam, but that they didn't see Senator Adeleke. The only person they saw was his brother Sikiru Adeleke. So they don't know where the result came from. We're still waiting for the full detail of
The
this
article I
investigation.
read saying that in Adeleke's defense said, listen, there was a court ruling last year, September 2018, where this case was already closed by a court, and this judge has no rights. He's not supposed to. I think it's correct. Bring it up again. I think there's a word they use in judicial parlance, something about corresponding.
Really, people should understand that
corresponding judgment should not be.
So he's not saying
that
this is not a case. So he's saying that they've closed it somewhere.
On technicalities.
The case they closed it wasn't proven that he went to school or not.
I want to ask you this question because we have all done NECO, school set, whatever it is. They are supposed to be, it's numbers, we go by numbers, not names. So how did the NECO officials see?
He was popular.
2017. Just a couple of years back, and he's
2 years
popular and
ago.
already a well-known figure. So you can
When did he
imagine
become
that
senator? Wasn't it last year?
he's a what?
So YK, the issue is his first school leaving certificate that he should have gotten, the first YK should have is 1981. He didn't have that one because they went into the school coffers and they checked through the books and his name was not there. So he didn't write there. Because of this case was closed, he quickly went to write again in 2017, but he didn't show up at the exams to write
Moving
the
on to
exam,
Daily
so-
Sun. Thank you very much. If you need further information, please Google it. NJC submits report on Onogen to Buhari. Slain Lagos footballer fan, killer policeman will be tried, says our president. Picture here of Air Peace orders 30 brand new E197E2 jets from, I think, a company called Embraer. Debt padding allegations, Senate indicts Finance Ministry. Rivers, it's Nyansam Wike all the way. Senate presidency, APC senators-elect expose PDP plot against Lawan. So, which one are we taking?
Padding.
Yes, go ahead. You have that story.
Yesterday, we read a story where the president had written to say that it seemed the budget had been padded when it had to do with the refunds that were supposed to be made to Taraba and Delta states. So the Senate has responded, and the special advisor to the Senate president on media and public publicity, Yusuf Olani Yonu, says that it was not true. What happened? Whatever information the president got must have been gotten wrongly, that they should look to his aides to see where the issues came from, because the figures that they gave was approved by FEC and it's the same figures that they see. So they should go back to check the presidential aides and see where the problems.
The padding must have taken place in between when the
According
the
to
paper
them.
left the Senate and when it got to the presidency.
Okay.
Is this another paper? The
Congratulations
APC, they are shouting that the PDP...
In Rivers.
No. In the Senate, they're trying to...
Oh, yes. So
What's
the
the word they
PDP
use?
is uncovering. Oh, yes. So
What's
the
the word they
PDP
use?
is uncovering.
Senate presidency, yes, APC leaders say expose PDP's plan against Lawan.
So PDP is trying to collude with some APC people to topple the
Just
plan
like the
to
way they
bring
did.
the way they did with
And they had approached one or two APC leaders and APC senators, and those ones had gone and quickly tell Oshimole, come on.
they are pulling another Saraki on you.
Okay, let's move on to the Nigerian Tribune. With 712,405 margin, Wike wins Rivers poll.
Flying.
Jubilation in Port Harcourt, he overcame anti-democratic forces, says Atiku. 9th Senate, fresh drama as PDP elements move to defeat Lawan, actually. Nullification of Adeleke's candidacy can't stand, says campaign organization. Air Peace in $2.1 billion deal with Embraer to get 30 aircrafts. Why Nigerian is poor, Northern Nigeria is poor, says Dangote. IMF endorses VAT hike, removal of tax incentives. And court nullifies Senator Nwabushi's re-election. All right, so...
Congratulations to our new Rivers State governor.
Yes, so
It's not new.
It's not new, it's just...
He's coming back, he's
coming back.
re-elected. So congratulations to him. And finally, the people of Rivers can breathe peacefully.
But
you know,
you know,
because
like,
at least we're done with this.
My own question is, why
The
did
violence.
it take so long to count this?
Why did we lose lives? Why?
That's the
It
Why
took so
did
long
we-
to count
Why did
this.
people die? Because of one state selection. Why did people die?
The margin is so wide.
So what were they trying to
wide.
do?
Exactly.
Place,
What-
we
so what's the
wouldn't- there
problem?
was no
Why
point.
I mean, for me...
Why the delay?
The issue, the violence for me obviously did not make any sense. The margin is too wide and there was nothing the other party could have done anyway to topple it because this is such a huge margin. So why do people have to die?
you were saying earlier.
I was actually watching Wiki, and he was crying for the lives that were lost, and that there was really no need for the lives to have been lost.
Some people have said
and he's dedicating his
Victory.
to the.
Some people are saying that, well,
Slain
what I
people.
heard some people say was that they preempted a rigging. And unfortunately, because people expected that Rivers should have gone to...
Mariah, there
the way
was
it went to.
violence from both sides. All the parties were carried out because remember the case of the police, the military official that died and the one that was hospitalized said that it was thugs that he felt were sponsored by the state governor that came into collation center. So there was
All right,
violence on both
let's
sides.
move over there.
We don't want this anymore.
I was going to talk about the IMF endorsing the VAT hike, although it's not really confirmed yet, but they're actually encouraging it that we
Nigeria
do
has
need
the
to...
lowest.
We need to increase our VAT to be able to generate enough revenue and also open up other opportunities to generate
But I'm
revenue.
not a fan
across
of
the country.
IMF. They have not helped.
I hope you know.
Yes, I'm not a fan of IMF.
I hope
so-
you know.
Let's move on to the punch. Reactions at Dangote asked northern governors to combat extreme poverty. I think we talked about that already. Police arrest prison officers for plotting inmates' escape. Why president hasn't signed the 30,000 naira minimum wage bill, says presidency. Quality killers will not go unpunished. No functional toilet in Nigerian embassy in Russia, says Senate panel. Verdict voiding my candidature won't stand, says Adeleke. I think Ibadan Oba's fought Olubadan on illegal crowns. Lots of stories we can take here. Who has the Olubadan story? I have that story.
But I have the police. I have all.
Okay.
I have the warders.
the-
The warders in
the-
it.
Okay, let's start with the
warders,
water
yeah.
story.
Okay, so the two warders from the Nigerian Prison Service in Ogun State, Ibarra Prison in Abeokuta, are being interrogated by the police because they've been found to be colluding with inmates, dangerous inmates that had been convicted for armed robbery, to help them escape. These inmates had contributed to a sum of 15 million naira so far. Yes.
No, well, actually, they are earmarked 15 million of what they're going to get.
Good.
They've actually
Of what-
taken already 600,000
So
already.
they found,
They
yes.
found 600,000.
So the
now.
reason the police even had any idea of what was happening was that a lot of complaints have been made by the public about
Right.
Extortion.
extortion, scamming them, fraudulent activities, and they were able to trace it back to the prisons.
These inmates in
yeah.
prison were scamming people outside
Yes.
to fund their own release.
Yes.
Escape.
Got it,
In
got it.
collusion with the warders, prison workers.
That's
and
it in a
the
nutshell.
warders used to take them to the police station, or to the bank. Used to take to the prisoners to go and withdraw money from the bank. They took one, I think, last year, and he escaped.
But I only want to take the Olubadan story, but we'll take it another time. Let's go on a break. When we come back, it's Thursday. We're gisting all the way. Guess who our guest is? Madam, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
This stuff tastes good. Welcome back. So Chef Rachel from Wake Up Nigeria show today gave us some nice akara waffles, very tasty. All right, the Lagos State Police Command spokesperson, Bala Elkanah, has said that tattoos and dreadlocks are very strange to our culture. In addition, he said, it's part of the reason why most people who rock them are being harassed by law enforcement agents. Do you agree with him? Join us. He's the Afrobeat artist, Kuti. Welcome to the show.
Welcome
And
to
he's
the
also
show.
YK's nephew, just in case you didn't make the connection. You can call us on 070-806-6814. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect, please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. All right. Tattoos, dreadlocks, and the whole works. People will start coming up with the, it's in our history, about our forefathers, XYZ, XYZ. But people, I'm not train of thought to tell you that tattoos we have today are completely different from what our parents used to have back in the day. The dreadlocks you're using today, all these nice curly ones, are kind of different from the natural ones that people just have. So, do you agree with the police officer saying, let me come to the ladies and I'll come to you, Madi, later on. Because you're in the generation that probably use these things, and so you probably advise us. But do you agree with the police saying that, listen, these things are strange to our culture, and that's why whoever it is that has any of these things is a suspect? Let me come to you, Mariam.
Okay, I was going to, for me, growing up, I used to hear, or when you see someone with dreadlocks and dada, as they call it, they would describe the person as being not mentally okay or being a criminal. Really? So you would see them, you're walking towards them, you see them as kids and you will be scared of them. But then we also had those who were religious. I think they said they were born like that and they were supposed to be priests from heaven,
right?
You know. So I know all that. But then times have changed, things have evolved. It's now just a style that people wear. I admire dreadlocks a lot. I can't wear them myself, but. And I think that our police force needs to evolve as times are evolving and understand that that does not necessarily make
Mariam, therefore, that what we really need to do really is to expose the police to new information, new culture, of how things are done. Because if they are still thinking that dreadlocks makes you a suspect, then maybe they really need total reorientation. Let me come to Wyke and I'll come to Tope.
I think that before they make that kind of statement, they should go and research. Tattoos have been part of African culture since 2000, before the birth of Christ, 2000 BC. Our pharaohs, they wore it for fertility. When they uncovered the tombs, the female pharaohs had them, and it was supposed to be for fertility. They wore them for...
identification.
Identification was when slave trade started.
Right.
Okay.
So that if this person gets released or something, they will know which community he or she comes from.
We understand that.
Yoruba culture.
But today it's fashionable.
Yeah.
It's fashionable. I'm just saying, he says it's not part of our culture. It's part of our culture.
Okay. So other parts of his statement included the fact that usually people with this look, you know, the dreads, the tattoos, usually tend to be cultists. And Mother, you can't laugh about it because he's a DSP. So he has enough experience with criminals to know that there is a look that when you carry, you wouldn't carry it responsible. There is a look, dreadlocks on its own looks scary if you don't maintain it. When you carry dreadlocks, you have to go the extra mile to ensure you look well-dressed and clean and neat and presentable because the hair itself can be distracted. Same thing with when you have natural hair. You go out of your way to keep it neat because if you leave it to itself, it will look rough. So most people that you see with dreadlocks and tattoos tend to be seen as rough, people that are uncultured. So the worry is now that most of the police officials now see these people. Over time, cultists tend to carry this look. So when I see you, I'm scared, I'm worried about you.
All right, but is that
them.
enough, though? Because there are people who look very, clean, like that. I mean, Madi doesn't have any... Do you have any tattoos?
No.
You don't have tattoos. Would you like to have dreadlocks?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, so what are your thoughts on this views?
I mean, specifically dreadlocks. My personal opinion is that it shouldn't matter what a person looks like.
Right.
I think appearance should not determine any extra aggressive behavior towards any citizens. I think no matter what you look like, there should be due process before you do any kind of...
But there's something police call probable cause.
And profiling.
So there's profiling. So there's got to be something that triggers them to stop you to...
That's okay. It's okay to be stopped. Harassed is my issue.
Yeah.
So when they go the extra, when they become physical and they are taunting, there's a degrading aspect to it, I think.
I actually agree with not being harassed. I agree. But I also understand that there's a way you would look that you'll be seen without saying a word as a responsible person.
But do you realize
and there's a way you will look and they would immediately assume that you're not a responsible person.
But do you realize those who really steal correct money, the one that there is real money, the billions, they don't wear dreadlocks or tattoos. They're in suits.
I agree with
They
you.
look good, but the ones that they
they're in
don't,
suits of America.
they won't just go and take something from ATM or take maybe 2,000, 10,000. They're the ones that need that fix. They're either smoking marijuana, they need a quick fix, and they need like 2,000, 3,000 naira. So is it a fair way to profile criminals?
It's not fair, especially as we see what is happening across in America. We see people being profiled for just being black. That you are a black person driving or just walking away, the police harass you. Yeah. And then we now come to a country where we know that people have different kinds of hair textures, and then you harass them based on the way that they look. We need to be careful before we take this,
Can I ask you this question? They're dadas. They're people that are born and they don't comb their hair because they say they're dadas. And so are you telling me if I was born a dada, I will automatically be...
You're likely to be in white garments.
No. If you're born a dada, I think that our parents should let such people know that you will go the extra mile to dress appropriate. I've seen some... I know that profiling is wrong because sometimes you might end up catching someone that is innocent for a crime they didn't commit. But I also realize that the police officers have never stopped me to harass me. And yet they will see some other people and they will stop them. So there's a look you have.
Let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll try to get Made's thoughts on this, more thoughts on this. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So before we went on a break, Made was going to say something concerning this issue,
Yeah, I just wanted to make 2 quick points. I think, first, the dreadlocks and tattoos is an excuse. I think it doesn't really matter to Nigerian police officials what you look like when they stop you. And the second thing about your point about the real criminals not wearing dreads, but the fact is that police officers can't arrest the real criminals. That's why the oppressed, they tend to be the lower class.
Yeah, the real criminals have connections.
Exactly.
Now, I remember when I was, I think in university, there was this guy I was dating. He had dreadlocks. He's a doctor. And I kept telling my brother that, oh, I'm dating this guy. He's a doctor. And everyone was excited for me. Oh, really nice. You know, so everyone was excited about the relationship. I met a doctor. The day my brother met him, all he could see were the dreadlocks. All he could see. He kept looking at it, and I'm thinking, so we have...
There's something about it.
So it's a wrong perception. There's a wrong, because you judge him wrong.
I know.
They totally judge him. Until I broke up with that guy, my brother was not happy. I mean, he was waiting for me to break up. He kept waiting for, this guy's still dating.
So it didn't matter that
he was a doctor. He just assumed that this guy that has dreads will harm me in future. This boy will harm, there's no way he will harm me.
Can I just say something? It is wrong. You see, I personally, I do not like dreadlocks.
Right.
Personally.
Right.
I grew up...
But this was a fine dreadlocks, yeah. If you have this kind of dreadlock in the picture, but the ones that you see...
Or like Jumoke's dreadlocks, they are fine. You know, but what I'm saying is, that does not give anybody a right to judge me. The way I dress. Look at Obiajulu the other day was saying, one woman in America was judging me because I wear beads, I don't look like a grandmother. She doesn't have the right to judge me. She doesn't know who I am.
Right.
Do you understand?
Let me take this call. Thanks for calling. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Do you have dreads, Prince? Do you have dreadlocks or tattoos?
In my wildest life, I can't even have any of them.
Whoa.
I have never been stopped. I have never been harassed by SARS, and I go out on my daily walk every day of my life.
You see?
And I see people, sometimes I'm in the bus, and I see they stop people, and they don't stop me. I must say it because it might be the way they say dress, and it will show how you be addressed. I've sat in the bus one day, and 4 guys are in tattoo. Whether they are good guys or they are not good guys, they are clean guys or they are not clean guys, I don't know, they took them up. I mean, they said they didn't want to ID, nothing, they don't even want to know, they didn't ask me anything.
Right.
And they took the guys away. But not in a nutshell, that is not supposed to be the bone of contention.
Right.
The bone of contention is supposed to be, if we have children, it boils down to home bringing. Do you allow, if you have a child that lives with you up to 15, 16, 17 to 20, with a proper home bringing, do you allow him to have dreadlock? Do you align to
Well,
have?
I don't know. Thank you very much for
For me,
coming.
just to answer your question, dreadlocks not a big deal. It's just a hairstyle and it looks nice on some people. So that's that. Then secondly is that we need to be careful what we say, because I don't have dreadlocks, nobody harasses me. There's always something that they will find. There was a time that people like computer scientists, people who work with IT, were on Twitter complaining that they were always harassed because they had their laptop.
Yeah.
So you always find something to harass people about if you do not harass them, or no, not harass them, if you do not stop them for the right reasons.
Right.
But I
Money
think
has been stopped. Do you have dreadlocks?
I don't.
You have earring.
Why did they stop you? Fela's grandson.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't know who I was
Okay.
now. And I'm surprised that I'm meeting so many people that haven't been.
Because you've been.
My experience is everybody at some point has been stopped by the police. But I think if there's a shift, young people, if there's a shift, if there's a cultural shift, if dreads is becoming more commonplace, then we have to adapt to it,
Simple.
regardless of what the history is.
I think we can end on that. I mean, and also I'd like to also take what Tokwe said earlier, that these are police officers, these are professionals. So yes, we might question their intentions on this, but they also know more than we know, or certain kind of people that actually, certain kind of criminals that put on this happy appearance. So we shouldn't totally just, bash them for what they do.
Dress the way you want
And
to
I
be
would like to
addressed.
end where you ended, which is that the people in barbarian gown and suits,
They don't get
who are
arrested,
the
man.
biggest criminals, who, because of them, Nigeria is where it is today, don't get stopped.
Yeah,
your
they don't wear dreads. They don't have
They don't wear
tattoos.
dread.
Case in point.
All right,
the
another
video-
story that caught our attention
$dollars.
Yes.
on social media was that of an entrepreneur who said that Nigerians prefer to look wealthy than to actually be wealthy. According to him, it is a culture that destroys things. How true is this? Do you agree with him? You can join the conversation again on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So what does looking wealthy mean? Like, why can you look wealthy? All these panda.
I don't. This
all your
blouse I'm wearing is
panda.
about between 5 and 10 pounds. It's a very cheap blouse.
That's a lot of, you put pounds now, you have now taken
You
it
know
out.
what is 1 or 2 pounds. It's just pounds. It's expensive.
Pound sterling.
But with all the
No, if for people who go to
YK.
London, I wear tops of 150 pounds.
Okay, let me throw the question. Do you look wealthy, right? Do you look wealthy?
I don't think so. But I don't look poor. I don't look poor.
You look presentable.
I look.
Well, you look wealthier than you are. Do you think you look wealthier than you really are?
No, I don't.
Or you think you are at par with?
I don't give that impression.
No, she doesn't.
Okay, okay.
I don't give that.
Let me
I
take
don't
this
wear
call from
gold.
children
No,
and come to
people
you.
people that wear gold. Do you know how much their gold is?
That phrase, dress the way you want to be addressed, I personally, Murayo, have an issue with it because I really feel that. Listen, you do that at your own detriment because you never know who you're talking to. Mark Zuckerberg came to this country with T-shirt and jeans. He entered Ebutimeta. Imagine you had slapped the face. Come up for here. You do that at your own peril because guess what? You could actually change your entire family, your entire generation's life. So the point is that if we keep addressing people the way they are dressed, you might miss it.
May I say something?
Yes. Let me let Madi come in. I'll come to you.
Because there's that aphorism, dress the way you want to be addressed, and there's also don't judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
So, I mean-
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't judge the book by its cover. If you judge me the way I dress, that's your wahala. Go ahead, YK.
Yeah, I was going to say you had said it in your previous statement. Oh gosh, I forgot.
Ellen lost it.
No, I was going to say that if you address someone the way that they are dressed, like you were saying, you might miss it. And that is how some people also get into trouble. You think this person looks all that, he's all that, and then you get,
I realize
and then
there's
realize there's nothing there, so you get into trouble that way as well.
Exactly. That was actually the point because they're saying Nigerians dress richer than they are, poorer than they,
Exactly.
they appear rich when they're poor.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So you will be addressing me as a rich man. Me, I should not my pocket.
The reality is that we have disparity in Nigeria. There are two classes of people. You are either very rich or you are a nobody. And that's the way our society approaches people on a large scale, where there's no middle ground. We don't have a middle class. Everybody that you think is in the middle class is just one sickness or one illness away from abject poverty. And so everybody knows that you cannot afford to be poor or middle. You are either extremely rich or you are a nobody. Poverty is a bastard. Nobody wants to be associated with the bastard. So that is the reality of where we are now. I don't
that
believe
what we're
that
saying? I don't.
the police shouldn't stop people they feel can be suspect. I think that we can end the police case on don't harass them. So you can stop someone that you think looks a profile that meets criminals and you ask questions. Don't harass anybody, looking good or not. So honestly, if all the police officers are respectful...
But isn't this a bit eye-opening? There are a lot of people, there are a lot of people calling, actually
support.
agree with the police. So
I
maybe
think
the
there are
man on
police
the street
officers.
really thinks that, and
Can I
I
just
think
say
they're
something?
part of the police
This
department.
thing about us dressing richer than we are. Do you know that this thing that they wear that is gold on their neck? One day I said, let me just say, let me buy. Maybe I can pay 2 times. Do you know how much one is? 4.5 million.
That's
At
what
the
you
time,
saw.
at the time it was 4.5 million. That was the price of my car,
You know what? Aziwake.
which is now about 18 million. I can't afford it. I'm just saying.
I told you, somebody gave me a bag that was my rent. My husband said, just put it there. Let us just be looking at it. We were staring at that bag for like 6 months. I didn't even touch it. I was like, hey, I will not be carrying my rent. For what reason?
Instead of dreads, we should be arresting people based on what they have, their possessions.
Exactly.
So going to this entrepreneur.
Or the gold on their neck.
For example,
gold
let's
on
go
their
to the
neck.
entrepreneur, for example, YK. Now, I was having a baby, and we got to my husband and I saved some money to renovate the house, make the house look nice, at least this time because we're having guests and all that. So look at that, vis-a-vis, 2 days ago, I ordered tiger nuts, and it was 5,000 naira. The lady said, Amanda, you've not paid. I said, well, you've not paid salary, just hang in there. Maybe by weekend, I'll say, pay sending the money. I didn't have 5K in my account.
because
But you will come to my house, you think, oh, Mariel should have 5K. You now bill me for chicken. That you were billing me maybe 7K, you now bill me 9K. Thinking that I have extra money. And in my bank account is 0. And you don't believe that I have 0. They assume that I have money in my
Another
account.
side of this story is...
Because
people
you are
trying to-
dressing.
No, she's not
Because
dressing.
please, TVC dress. It's not like if you see
my
if you see me dressed Morel for my house, you would. I went to the pharmacy yesterday now.
It's boo-boo.
They kept
Where
looking
is
at me. Is he here? Is he not here? Because I've washed my face. I've worn my regular t-shirt. I was
how do you take
Morel,
care
the
of
girl next door. I wasn't the TV person you're saying because I am the girl next door. To the issue of looking rich, as I said, you're a young man,
Oh, yeah.
right? You're a young man. There's societal pressure. You're an artist, you're trying to make an impression, you want people to know that I'm a star, you know, you want to look the
Do you
part
even have that
of an
feeling?
Afrobeat.
So-
do you experience that feeling of this, I have to create this look?
Yeah. Luckily, the kind of music I play and my career path doesn't take me down that line. I think I don't feel any need to present myself like I have more than what I do. But another side to this that I wanted to mention, because I agree with everything that's been said, I think there's an oppressive culture to looking wealthy as well.
Yeah.
We feel the need to be better than our fellow citizens. So I think that's something, because I can't wear palm inside club. Not that I go to club, but why not? And then the cars, the watches, the bags.
You can't wear what?
Palms
Palms
into the
inside
club.
club.
There's some...
No, I'm not wearing palms.
No, but there's some clubs that if you drive, depending on the kind of car you're driving, you will be allowed into the
Yeah.
compound. And if your car is not meeting the standard, they will not, even if there's space, you will see the spaces there like this. But you have parking lots, they'll be like, this is your Honda. No, park outside.
Just in case a bigger car comes.
Exactly. So
yeah.
you will now see that the person will now feel like, me too, I want to go and buy a big car so that when I go there, we need to get to the point where we appreciate the people
We
that
have to
have
round up on this segment, but
content
let me
as
let
opposed to
Mariam
those that have
yeah,
things.
Mariam.
I was reading somewhere that says that a lot of people actually live this fake rich life without realizing that that's what they're doing. They think, but that when you sit down maybe with like a financial advisor and then he sits you down and you see how much it is that you're spending on your hair, on your looks, you will now realize that you're actually living fake life, because it's easy to point to someone like you don't have anything and see the way you look. But if we go, one after the other, there's
We
something
have to
that
round
we're
up,
doing.
unfortunately, on this segment, because when we come back, we're going to focus on Made, his career, what he's doing and all that. But there's something that Tokwe said I think we shouldn't lose. That if you fake it, you look, everybody, the middle class, you look rich, you look wealthy. You're just a sickness away, Abi. One sickness, God forbid, cancer. One sickness away, you jump right into poverty. So we are actually almost all poor. In fact, we are all poor, except for those who are extremely, extinctly rich.
Those that have billions
If that one should sink in your brain, you would know that, listen, this is my Brazilian 250,000 naira hair. Maybe I should go and invest it. Sell it and invest in something that,
That's a
God
valid
forbid,
point.
you never know. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll now chat with YK's nephew, Made Kuti. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
He's not my nephew on this.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Oftentimes, we hear about children who follow their parents' footsteps in their choice of career. Report has it that most parents' jobs tends to affect their children's choice. What are your thoughts on this? We have with us Made Kuti, who's going to be sharing with us his path to Afrobeat. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
So we have 3 generations of Afrobeat.
5.
5.
Okay, Afrobeat, yeah. 3.
Afrobeat legends, you know,
Yeah.
your grandfather, your dad, now you're taking on that road. Did you feel pressured to do this, or did you feel like, listen, I just fell in love with it as a kid?
Because what I've said earlier is I found the passion before I understood the responsibility. So by the time I was 10, because more important than just knowing that your parents are musicians is having the exposure. So by the time I was 10, I'd already followed him on tours in Europe, the States, Australia, Japan, and Africa.
So you were 10?
By the time I was 10, I'd been in the studio with him in an album. So before I really understood anything about the legacy, I'd already found the love for music.
Oh, wow.
It was growing up, then you start to understand that, the thing, I think, the only problem about being a celebrity's son or daughter is you can't fail anonymously. So whatever work you put out, it can't be substandard. You can't put that demo EP. But then maybe it's a good thing because then it makes you strive for something. I don't
Because
know.
that was my question next. I was going to say that your father, when he was coming out on his own, a lot of people compared him to his father.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't sound like him, or and then you have another uncle. Oh, this one sounds like him. Why can't he sound like himself? There's always something to say.
Yeah.
So for you, how are you handling that?
I'm very cool with those kinds of things. Because I take my dad's career, I really study it before I make any decisions. So I found that people, a lot of the time, are not right. So I don't make my decisions based on popular opinions. So if it doesn't satisfy, if it doesn't tick all the boxes for me, I don't do it. And if it does, then I do.
Why are you so quiet?
I'm a very quiet person, Auntie YK.
Oh, YK, can you confirm that? Like, is it you? Every time I've seen Made,
He's very quiet.
naturally.
Naturally.
You know that.
But okay, but
He's the kind of person that if he gets annoyed, you have to start begging him.
But you don't have to say that on TV.
Okay, so because I get the feeling that most people don't recognize the legacy that the Kutis have from afar. You've lived here and you've lived in the UK. What has been the response when you mention your name?
Outside of the country, it's way more respect than in Nigeria. I think the thing is, when you look at the country from outside the box, it's easier to be unbiased. So you look at the family and you see the qualities, you see each individual, Auntie YK, my dad, JJ Ransom Kuti, there are too many of us, actually. So when they look at that, they don't. And I know there's a positivity from people outside the country. They're trying to they empower us. And there's a thing with, I don't know, it's Nigerians. We tend to be overly judgmental of people, I think. So when I look, and I keep saying I look at my dad's career.
Us to the judgmental part because your family is one family. The whole of Nigeria has judged.
Do you understand?
Becca's side, Ramson Kuti's, even your uncle, Sheon Kuti. You guys are just different. Just something about you. The moment they see you, they think, has he smoked with this money? There's that perception, which is wrong, which obviously is because since YK came on the show, people knew like, she can talk, she has an opinion. People were shocked that this Kuti woman can actually speak. Yeah. So do you feel, let me ask you a question. Do you feel the need to change that narrative about your family? Or do you feel, you know what, hey, that's their business, I don't care?
See, the only difference between back in the day and today is that we have easy access to the public. So we have Instagram, Twitter. So anytime anyone tries to put us in a negative, falsely negative view, then we can easily defend ourselves. But I don't feel that need to, because I think I don't have to change everything. We've been good from the start.
Wow, that sounds really nice. YK.
One day, after I'd been on the show for a few years, one woman stopped me at the airport. She says, I didn't know you could speak English.
Oh my
What do you
goodness.
expect?
Honestly.
What did you say?
I just smiled and said, I can.
You know,
Thank you,
there's
colleague.
Probably better than you. Maybe.
You with a British passport.
Hello, are you there? Thanks for calling. Oh, sorry, there's a question in my mind, but let me hold that question. I don't know if he'll kill me for this question. Go ahead.
My question is, another way people will judge you is, I mean, your family, the shrine, and what for people it stands for, you know, where everything happens.
Everything that
And
shouldn't
then you
happen.
now have a well-dressed, well-spoken, calm boy. It just seems at odds with the image of the shrine that we have.
So how did you come? How
Yes.
did you? This your
What
fineness. How did you come
or
up with
maybe we
this?
should ask his auntie, what happened in between?
Please,
How
Made
did
were
it-
asking. what were the things that, what shaped you
Yeah.
to be able to go into the shrine, go on tour, see the experience happening within your environment, and then still decide to be this person?
And did you feel pressured to become a musician because your father is a musician?
Okay. So many answers. Okay. So the first, I think, in regards to how it turned out, I've been to many venues. I'm not bragging, I have to use that as a point. Across the world, I've never seen anywhere like the shrine. We had some people come, I don't think I'm allowed to say who came to
You
take.
can. Say.
No, Antiwaka, are we allowed to talk about people that came for those photos and
Which people?
for the family pictures and blah, 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 blah?
Yeah.
Okay, so they came from a very big magazine to take pictures of the family, and they came to the shrine, and they say they've gone all around the world. We've never seen anywhere like the shrine, because the vibe is, in no way is it pretentious. So the ability to just interact with anybody from any social class, and the portrayal of the shrine is, my point is, you can't have somewhere that is so strong on liberty and in a country that is clearly so oppressive. So if we're speaking about, the carpenter should be able to become a president, that's not the kind of thing that we like, people in power like to hear. So we're always trying to stand against that, that narrative. So when I grew up with Malcolm X in mind, Marcus Garvey in mind, Martin Luther King in mind, and all these people were on the posters in Shrine, all over Shrine. So the questions were, who are they? And that's where my influence came from.
Let me take this call. Thank you for calling. Are you there?
Hello.
Go ahead, please.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Yeah, okay. I just want to say big congratulations to that young man there. And to Auntie Kuti as well.
Yeah.
I'm just going
Thank
that
you very
to you. I'm very delighted. Because the family stands for something that we all love. Afrobeat, music, activism, and then it stands for the masses as well. And you can't write that off as part of our history and culture as well. So congratulations to the Kuti. I just want to enjoy this guy. Keep doing the good work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kuti as well. It's somebody that I really appreciate as well.
Right. The first time when I told my brother I was going to go to the shrine, my brother, he's a shrine guy, you know, and first time I was thinking, he's shrine. I was really scared. He now told me that, when you get there, don't judge anybody.
Yeah.
From the gate man to the person you see, a lot of people there are intellectually cerebral, and you'll be surprised the kind of conversation you get out of that. So don't go there thinking, because this one, he looks wretched. Trust me, when you engage him,
You'll be surprised.
you'll be surprised,
And
which is what you just said. It's not pretentious. These are
it's not
people who are
pretentious.
just who they are, and you'll be surprised. So it's interesting to know that you actually feel the same way. Let me take some tweets, YK.
No, I want to ask you a question because I feel that you have a huge legacy. And you can make it look like you're not under pressure, but from your great-grandmother, you know, every
Great.
yes,
grandfather,
everybody
actually.
is doing they did something great. So what do you want to leave as a landmark? You know, that thing that Made Kuti.
He's a kid. It's just starting.
But if everybody until me has done great, maybe it's in the genes, maybe I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, maybe you do something just
Something before. But I want this question I've been
Looking for how to couch
head.
it.
Oh my goodness! Mike will just kill me. Mike will just Mike will kill me later.
all right.
Your grandfather,
Yeah,
had many wives,
27.
and you can say that he had children from quite a number, a few, at least more than one wife, more than one at least.
But not many children. No.
Well, he had kids from more than one.
Yeah.
Your father seemed to have from more than one also. This trend is interesting
It's only a
And-
two-generation
Well, I'm
trend.
saying,
Because the generation before us
looking
was
at
only...
you, like you've seen a lot of women, babies popping up from here, there, you know. What do you see to that? I mean, how do you make up for your dad and yourself? Do you feel like, listen, hey, I have the world is mine, I can date as many women, I can have as many kids as I want, or I would just rather just be a quiet buddy with one wife and mind my business?
I like peace. I think I'm very... The more... the right way to put this. Any decision that I make, as long as I think it's in the best interest of the child, I'll be okay with it. I don't think that much about relationships.
But do you when your dad says, oh, I'm getting a baby, how do you feel? Like, what? So somebody's pregnant for me, I'm having a baby, does that make you feel somehow?
I'm a strong family person. That means we have a greater force in the family, man. That means we have more Kutis to expect.
Okay. Then
You sound
So the question they're asking you is, do you think you will have children from many different women?
And what I'm saying is...
That's the question, Abi.
Yes, and he's using code to...
And you are doing...
No, and I'm saying I have no plans for that. Any
do
direction...
you have a girlfriend?
No.
Why?
I had one. I don't have one now.
Why do you think it's necessary to have a girlfriend now, or do you just doesn't happen?
It doesn't happen because I don't think I have that... I'm in a very safe place, and I don't want to, like, interrupt it. Yeah. So I carry her
Where's that
first
place?
right now.
Why kid?
You okay?
So can I ask you how?
Yeah, 23.
You have no business having a girlfriend right now.
Seriously?
Wait till like you're 29, 30.
No, I was going to ask a
Go ahead,
question.
talk, yes.
No, because I realized that we have the new trend is the rap-infused Afrobeat, you know, where everybody's doing, you know, yes, you know, you have like the Burna Boy has been
Yeah.
able to successfully merge your kind of Afrobeats into hip-hop, and I like his beats, you know. So are you feeling like you should get Afrobeat more modern, or you want to stick to Afrobeat the way your grandfather started it, and is that what you want to do?
No, I'm a strong believer in progress in music. I think it should always develop, because if it doesn't, then there's no creativity involved.
Okay.
So my tastes are jazz, classical music, rap, rock, basically everything. So my problem, and the only thing I'm really concerned about, is I generally don't know how quickly the Nigerian public will actually accept my music. But like I said, if I'm honest with it, I really believe that I will. But it will be different. It's definitely different.
Going to be different. Okay.
That
Do you
pressure
do you feel the pressure to get high so that you can get into that zone and perform? What do you say concerning those that are doing it? Okay. And yeah.
I can't speak for other people.
Okay.
But personally, I don't drink or smoke. I don't... Any form of intoxication before I perform, I feel it stops me from actually experiencing the music as I should be.
Just like your dad, right? He doesn't drink as well.
Yeah, because I'm really passionate about sound and music. So if I take anything, I feel like... Because I've never been drunk. So I feel like if I take anything, it will make my judgment and my experience, it will lower the standard of it. So I don't
I'm always
smoke or
trying to
drink.
give you a sip.
You are trying not to like it.
Please don't intoxicate this boy. Street space.
Wait, okay. Mr. Jebaya says the Kuti family is blessed with intellectuals that are able to transform and enlighten people about what the real fella was all about.
Thank you.
The way you present yourself is the way you will be addressed. This is Ola Joseph Fola. When someone looks like a madman on the road by spoiling the beautiful body God has given him or her with tattoo, I think he or she should be put under questions. Let's say the truth. Anyone that wears tattoo is abnormal.
Samuel, Reverend Ham says, Samuel 16 verse 7, but the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him for the Lord's sake.
Hey, Michael, reading back. I said, you will give your life to Christ, Michael. Before this your view ends. I'm telling you, Michael, you will bet. You and I are going to heaven together. These are you. Okay, no, but I have to give YK credit because you are the matriarch of the family now. Yes, you're the leader.
guess.
You are the one that is bringing everybody together, and I think with your leadership, your brother, his children, your kids, everybody is one, and we sense it even from your music. When you go to the shrine, the conversations we have, everybody, and that's a lot of kudos to you, YK. I think you deserve that credit because you've done a lot of work to put everybody together.
Yep.
So now we have to round up. Now, coming to you as somebody who is taken the torch. You're moving on with this family
Yeah.
brand. What's the next phase? Toko tried to hinge on it, like, how do you intend to infuse other genres? But what should we expect from a Made Kuti in the future? What the new generation, what should we expect from you?
The only thing I can promise is originality.
Okay.
You can be sure that, like my dad and like Fela, I will translate everything that I feel and think as clearly as possible in my music.
Fantastic.
And it won't try to be pretentious in any
Are
way.
you even dropping an EP
Anything
soon?
soon?
Are you doing?
There's something in the works, yeah.
Yeah,
What kind of
okay.
woman would you like to have?
What kind
What
of
kind of
woman
woman would you like to marry?
Mary, let's start from.
Okay, you're 23. What kind of woman would you like to date?
Yeah.
I don't have that. I don't know.
He doesn't have time for that one.
You like them tall, dark, short, dreadlocks, blonde hair?
Bountiful.
all.
You like so?
Well, that's true.
Friday, like all.
Yeah, I mean,
No spec.
no spec. No specific
Front,
spec
back,
like that.
anyhow.
No. I think the thing that I would definitely need is, intellect.
Intellect.
Okay, so please go to school if you want to date that girl. We have to run, but we're going to dance to your music. I think we're going to play the music you play with your dad
Yeah.
in South Africa. That was fantastic. We're going to
Thank
have to
you.
play that for our audience. And I think that's all we can do to wrap up the show.
Yeah.
Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.